Hello, hello, and welcome back to our TTC journey. We are now in July 2020, so we are 17 months in, heading into 18 months for August. So we are still not pregnant. Obviously, we would have announced it if we were. Haven't had any we wouldn't be doing an update on this in the last couple months. We started all of the fertility stuff right as COVID was hitting, and then I got put on that levothyroxine, so I got that checked every month. Still did my OPKs. We still tried as much as we could. I was gone for a good solid month of not trying, so we did miss kind of a month in between there. But I think it was a good little reset for me to just kind of put my mind on something else and then to come back home and be refreshed and be like, okay, let's get at it again. So my levothyroxine was to make my TSH go down. They want it in a 2.5 range. We got it down to 3.45, I believe. That was 2 months ago now. And then I had it rechecked last month. And it actually rose back up to in the 6s. So not great. I ended up starting to take it with my prenatal, which apparently is a bad idea. You're supposed to do it on a complete empty stomach, not with any vitamins, nothing. So don't do that. So I'm back on it. Got my blood work done again today. Got a good poke here to see if my TSH is down where it's supposed to be, because we are ready to move forward with IUI if that's what's in our books. So in these last couple months, I had lots of tests done back to back. So I had I just had a regular ultrasound done, follicle scan done while I was on my period. So that showed that I had very healthy egg quality. I had a lot of eggs. There was lots of different levels that they checked, and they said that I was normal, above normal, no problems there at all. So that is great news. And then at that time, they were trying to see what actual shape my uterus is to get a better picture of it. I know I had mentioned the bicornuate. They've talked about a septate, so they were hoping that ultrasound would show it. It didn't show it as well as they had liked, so they wanted to do a little more investigation. So I went in, so they scheduled me for a MRI. No, back up. So they scheduled me for an HSG scan, hoping that that would still again show some more information on the actual shape. If I have, you know, a septate, which is just a piece of tissue in here, or if it's more of a bicornuate, which is actually almost 2 tubes. They just didn't form correctly when I was born, something like that. So I had the HSG scan done, which I know I've talked about before. It was super painful. I don't know how anybody could think that it's not. It was the worst, and it was so sudden too, and they didn't really, the doctor, or yeah, she just kind of opened me up and just went right for it. And the fluid going inside was very painful. I mean, it was like the worst period cramp you could imagine. It was so centralized too. It was miserable. But it was over quickly. You know, it took them maybe 10 minutes to look around at everything and take a bunch of pictures and everything. So I will post what my ovaries and my uterus looked like in the HSG scan up here somewhere. So they were able to tell me that my ovaries spilt out properly. Everything looked great there. They kind of got a better picture of my uterus, which I'll post here too. So you can kind of see that it's still those kind of looking like 2 parts, but they couldn't tell whether or not that was truly a septum or not. So they had me do that appointment, then they had me schedule an MRI for the following week. So I went in and had an MRI done. The MRI was completely painless. The lady there was amazing. I got to wear these cute little scrubs. I'll post that picture somewhere. And that took about an hour and a half, I believe. And it's just imaging, so no big deal. So got my results back from that. It is in fact a bicornuate uterus, so there is no septate to be removed. My doctor pretty much just explained to me, the radiologist called from that, and then also my doctor did, and they both kind of explained that it shouldn't have a increased rate of miscarriage, but more problems with implantation and preterm labor or C-section. So not a big deal. If I get pregnant, I am fine having a C-section. I am fine having the baby early. I just want to have some babies up in here. So no big deal. So then I got those, my levels rechecked, which ended up being elevated. So my husband and I kind of just decided, you know, let's wait a couple months, because their recommendation was to start IUI like next. That was our next thing. So to get me put on Clomid for a couple days to make sure I ovulate, then do a trigger shot, and then do IUI. So we had decided, let's try June and July. And so this is the end of July. I should be ovulating any day now. So this is our last month of trying naturally. And then our plan is to start IUI in August, which my period should start August 1st. So the first week of August should be our go time if my levels are where they need to be, which I so hope they are, because we are so ready for this, so ready to have a baby and just start this next chapter of our lives. But it's been a work in progress, and I'm kind of getting used to the, okay, there's steps, you know, we need to take before we actually get this, you know, beautiful end goal. And COVID's definitely thrown a loop in everything. So a big part of the reason I wanted to wait a couple months was Alex can't go back into the appointment with me to be inseminated, and to me, I don't know, that's just a big deal. I really just want to have him in the room. You know, we already can't do it naturally by ourselves. I would like for him to be a part of that. I've had a lot of women that have done this that I've talked to, and they're like, oh, it's no, sorry, dead battery. It happens. So anyways, I have talked to a lot of women that have done IUI. My cousin just did a round of it, and you know, they're all saying, and my sister-in-law has too, that, you know, it's not a big deal. It takes maybe 10 minutes for the insemination to happen, you know, not a huge deal if he's in there or not. And I mean, their points are very valid, and I've thought about it a lot, and I really just want him to be a part of it. You know, it's a big deal. I feel like I've done so much of this testing on my own, and so much stuff he can't be there for. He couldn't be there for any of this pre-work stuff because of the pandemic going on right now. He just wasn't allowed back in any of the rooms or anything, so you know, why would he take time off for that? So my mom's been able to go and wait in the car for me, so that's been great. But I really want my husband to be a part of us making a child and going through all of this process together. So that was a big deal to me, and I really wanted to be able to wait, hoping that August would be the kind of date that we would set in our minds, that things would be open, or not. So really just hoping that that happens. We are still, I mean, masks required everywhere, but hoping that at least maybe he'll be able to go back with me. But that's where we're at right now. I'm waiting for my TSH results. Like I said, I did that today. I should get those tomorrow or the next day. And then I should be ovulating any day. So maybe we'll get pregnant this month, but if not, we are so excited. Full steam ahead for IUI. But that's our update. I'm so excited. I hope we have some more exciting news in the next few months to come. If not, you know, at least I'll be able to take you all along with us on our journey to having a baby, and kind of through the eyes of what infertility looks like and what treatment looks like and things like that. I think it's not an object or a subject that's talked about very much, and it'll be an interesting ride to see for everybody, for sure. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and you want to keep up with our TTC journey and see where it takes us, please subscribe and click the like button. Have a great day. Bye.